Hey everybody, it's me, Miss Bowman. So welcome to this video, and I hope that you are having a good experience so far. Thank you everybody for all of the continued patience as we are working together to get through this massive project, all of you and me together. So before I get into the video, if you're watching this in spring of 2023, I smashed my middle finger in the car door and I broke the tip of my middle finger. Make all the jokes you want, but you know, the jokes aside, I would like everybody to know that that's kind of why my email rate has been super slow this semester, if it is still spring of 23. If you're watching this in a future semester, feel bad for me and move on. Alrighty. Anyways, so in this video, I'm going to go over how to create a Google form because that's where we're at, and it's super, super exciting. So without further ado, I will go through in this video of how to make a Google form. So we're going to go to Google Forms. We're going to click here. It's going to make me sign in. You know, don't judge my profile. Oh, it didn't make me sign in. Yay. Okay, awesome. So Google Forms. So all I did was I typed in Google Forms into Google. I clicked the first link, and here we are where it says Google Forms. Then you can sign in with your personal Gmail account. So note that you are using your personal account. I will not have access to your Google form or to your data. That is completely on you in your Google profile. If you do not have a Google Gmail or you don't have a Google account, I highly recommend setting up one so that we can complete this project. Most people at this point have one, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go to this blank form right here. Alrighty, so y'all get this. This is like the easiest part of the course in my opinion. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to type in the title of your work. So we'll say, I don't know, childhood, oh, oops, just kidding. We're gonna go childhood anxiety or something like that. Now note, in this class we can't actually measure anxiety in children because that's not people who are above 18, but this is just the example I'm giving us for this class. Do not use this example as your study, right? It won't work. Okay, so childhood anxiety. Alrighty, so that is the title. Ms. Bowman's approved my hypothesis. She's approved my survey draft. I know my questions. I know my demographics. I know what I'm going to put in here. Awesome. So here is where you get to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to go through and we're going to add in the information from the survey. So basically, this is where your informed consent should go. Informed consent. You can see how slowly I'm typing because of my middle finger. It's not the funnest, but that's okay. So this is where you will copy and paste that long informed consent that I've already given you in the survey template. Don't write your own informed consent. We need the one that is specifically for this class because that has been crafted by us, the professors, in order to make sure that we actually get informed consent. Alrighty, so here is where I recommend that you do, like the last question of informed consent, are you above the age of 18, or whatever that final question is on the survey. I don't remember in the form consent. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's basically, are you above the age of 18? So we're gonna have two options here, either yes or no. Now keep in mind, if somebody enters your survey and they hit no, they do not give consent, but they went ahead and filled out the study, you must delete their data. You do not have their consent for whatever reason they said no here, you do not use that data. And I'll explain a little bit more about the importance of that in a little bit, but note that our people must be above the age of 18. Alrighty, so you have lots of things that you can do here. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna add a section, and I'm gonna call this section demographics, because this is the demographic information. Now note, I'm not going to put anything here in the description because that is optional. I don't want anything in the description, but I will add my first question. So, what is your gender? Now, here is something I did want to mention to y'all. Whenever you are asking about gender in research, oh, let me spell female, right? Female. Oh my God, female. Okay. So whenever you're asking about gender in these types of surveys, I would recommend that you leave it at male or female. You can do other, or you can add in an option where people can type in their gender. For the purpose of this class, I do not recommend that. I would have two options because whenever you're asking people to type in their information, you don't know what kind of information you're going to get, and that can just get really messy really quickly. No, you can do what you want. I'm not going to tell you no, but I am going to recommend that you keep this as easy and as simplistic as possible. You're trying to graduate. I'm trying to help you graduate. Alrighty. So we're going to add another question, and we can put, what is your age? This one here, you could do a short answer, you could do drop down, this one, most people could type in their age and it will be okay. Most people, it's because like, you just never know what to expect with people because you're collecting data from, like 30 to 50 people. You never know what they're going to put in. Alrighty, let's ask, what is your classification? Meaning, what year are you in your college degree? So I'm going to put freshman. Option 2 is going to be sophomore. Oh, look at that. It already knows. Junior and, look, boom, it already knew. We're going to do graduate student as well because that's totally possible, people. Alrighty. So let's look at what we have so far. So we have created a Google form. We have added our title. We've added the formed consent. You will add that on your end. We've added if we have consent or not. Now we have our demographic information here, and you can have more here or less here. It depends on the nature of your study. But I'm going to go ahead and add another section, and this section 3 of 3, see, I don't know why it does that. I don't know. Here, let's do it down here. Okay, cool. So we're going to add a section here. And in this section, I'm going to call it the Beck Anxiety Inventory. And actually, you know what? I'm going to change this, and we're going to make this anxiety in college students. That makes more sense and is more applicable. Anxiety in college students. All right. So what is your classification? So perhaps my study is do different levels of college students have anxiety, right? We're making this up on the go. So Beck Anxiety Inventory would help if I could spell. Alrighty, so now we have our third section. This is where in here you could type in something to the effect of, for the following section, please select which option. Go find the instructions for the Beck and you can put them here. And then you can add individual questions. Now, the Beck Anxiety Inventory is one that's interesting because it doesn't really give you a question each time. It just says rate from 0 to 3 what you feel. So in this option, I would put select something to the effect of select the most applicable option, or select the option that fits you best, or select the option that feels the most correct. So here's where you'd go in and you'd add your levels, 1, 2, 3, etc., 0, 1, 2, 3, and you will add the little descriptions that the Beck Anxiety Inventory gives you. This is a great moment to say, y'all are not editing or changing the survey itself. You are not adding questions from the Beck Anxiety Inventory. You are not taking out questions. You are using the exact questions that are found from the pre-approved measure from the survey. Make sure that you use those questions. I hope that makes sense. And again, email me if you have questions. Alrighty, so this is the basic shell of how we'll create our form. I'm actually going to title it. In addition, y'all can come over here and you can change the theme. You can change the colors, right? Make it different colors. You can add a picture. You can change these settings to be where like you go to the next section afterwards. Like there's all kinds of things that you can add here. And I want y'all to go through and like play around, make them fun. Like shit, if you can change the color, change the color. So you can also, like, there are so many things that you can do to, like, work on this. Oh, you can choose an image. Let's see. Ooh, let me do, I don't know, jelly beans. Sure. Oh, where'd the insert button go? There we go. Jelly beans. Awesome. I don't know where it put it. Oh, how cute. Oh, and it matched the color too. How cute. Okay. So anyways, find a picture that you want to if you want to do that part. I think this is the fun part, so you might as well do it. Alrighty. So the next part that you need to know is this is where you can find your responses. This is where you're going to see how many people have participated in your survey. I'm going to recommend at minimum 20 people need to be in your survey, at maximum 50. You don't need like over 50 people's worth of data. Personally, I like to aim for 30 people in all of my studies just because that's what I know works the best. Alrighty, so here you can come over and change some of the settings, though I don't have any to recommend that you change. But I want you to know here's where you can download your data into a CSV. So when you have all this data, you can download it, you can clean your data, and then you can directly upload it into JASP. So this project really does go pretty seamless. Alrighty, in addition, what I need to say here is as I'm grading all of your studies, I'm going to go through and I'm going to fill out your surveys. So if you So what I'm going to do is you will need to delete my data. So for every single student, I'm going to go through and answer all of your questions. I'm going to look at your look at your survey, make sure you have no typos, but you need to also make sure you don't have any typos. And I will look and make sure that you have all of the pieces of information. Most people forget to do the informed consent that is provided by the survey template. Make sure you use that informed consent. But anywho, so you will have one response in here that is from me. I'm going to put the answer of no, right? I'm going to pick the option of no, and I'm going to enter my age as 99. So that means that when you come over here in your responses and you see one response that the person says no and they're 99 years old, that means that you delete it because that is actually Miss Bowman, because I'm basically 99 years old at this point and I feel like an old lady. So keep that in mind. I will reiterate that information, but make sure that whenever you're looking at your data, you delete that one particular response because that's fake data. We don't want fake data. Alrighty, so the last piece you need to know here is what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to click this send option and come over here and click this link option here and go to shorten URL. This is how we're going to share your survey with the people on Sona. So I don't know if you've had me in a class before, but if you've ever done Sona before, it's an online platform where students can log in and they can take the senior capstone studies. So I partner up with the person who puts the surveys onto Sona. And we're trying to make this process as easy as possible because there's like 40 of y'all, and so that's a lot to manage. So what you need to do on your end is once your survey is approved and it is ready to go, you need to click this and copy it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to see how there's a survey approval. That is me giving you your grade. So you'll click on survey approval, you'll start the assignment, if it'll let me, and you will submit this link here for this part of the assignment. Canvas is being slow today, so we'll just move on. You can figure out what that part looks like. But what I really want to show you is down here on this enter survey info for Sona. This is a Google form, ironically enough, that we are using to collect all of the information from all of our students. So what you'll do here is you'll type your name, you'll type the title of your survey directly from here, right, the same title that you use on your Google form. You'll add a brief description of your study. Note that you don't want to give away too much information about your study. This is just information about the basics of your study, the very, very, very basics, right? You don't want to give too much away about your study, but if you're studying anxiety in college students, this study is examining if college students experience anxiety. Are you a college student? Do you have anxiety? Do my survey. Anyways, here is some restrictions. So one student, for example, is looking at military wives. So that specific student would put here, this survey applies to the wives of military personnel, right? Because I wouldn't do that study because I'm not a military wife. So, right, that might be a good piece of information to put there. But here is the most important part. This is where you're putting your link to your Google form, right here. This link right here. It has to be the shortened link. Remember how we came over here and we said send and we did the link and we said shorten URL? Please be sure to do the shorten URL, please, 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 because this process can get messy really quickly. You know, we're handling well over 40 students of links, so please help us help you by making this the shortened link URL. When you're done with this, hit submit. Now keep in mind, even after you submit this, you can go edit your survey a little more and the link will stay the same. Please make sure that you do not fill out the Sona survey post request. Do not fill that out, but only one time, unless I instruct you otherwise. But for the most part, all of you will only submit that one time and you can still edit your survey. Make sure you save this survey. I've had students delete their surveys mid-semester, so please do not delete it. You do need this. This is important. After the class is over, yeah, you can delete it. You don't need this for the rest of your life. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that. Anywho, thank you for watching this video. Please go make your Google form, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!